and some idiot's going to come break in and take their things. Whereas if you rob a bank, they're pretty much insured for it. You know what I mean?
See, we've talked about this before, and what I was taught in my own life, in my own reality, was that, you know what, when you steal shit from a bank, you're still taking up out of somebody's pocket.
Well, yeah,
but, you know, I mean, people take for granted, like, the fact that, you know, a lot of these people that do have a shitload of money actually worked for it. You know,
well, yeah, and you shouldn't take anything, personally, you shouldn't take anything from any individual at all. But to me, a bank has no identity. There's no face. So I'm saying if you're going to be a thief, you're going to be a thief, you're going to be a thief. So if you're going to be a thief, go all the way. And I don't like thieves anyhow. I don't like any kind of thief. But I'm saying, all I'm saying is if you're going to be a thief, rob a bank. or don't rob anything. Don't rob anything is what I would like to say.
Don't rob anything. You know, well, I've been down and out in my life, and believe me, Dude. I've gone without. But, you know,
Man.
I always had what I wanted. And you know what? If you're a decent person, and if you can look people in the eye, you will never, ever go without anything.
Somebody will always help you. I believe that, too.
Yeah.
And I've been fortunate to have some friends that I can't even explain. Like, I know there's angels here, you know, and I've been so hungry and so without anything that, and I've never even thought about taking, I could have nothing in my pockets, not even lint, and you could leave whatever in front of me, and I won't steal it from you. I don't want it.
Put the pride down and ask.
Yeah, man, and most of the time people will give it to you, you know.
People are nice, you know. People should be given a lot more credit than they are, really.
People are beautiful.
And from the time that I was a kid until now, and, you know, I'm young and really compared to, you know, most of the people that I hang out with, but from the time I was a kid until now, trust has, like, totally gone out the door in society, and not just my own, in, you know, several people's societies. Like, I used to be able to go out and walk down the road and stay out until dark, and, you know, now I'm like, with the way that everybody's scared of everybody and trust.
Yeah, and that goes back to the whole communication thing, where we have to learn to communicate with each other again, you know, to where we shouldn't be afraid of each other. We shouldn't be afraid to ask. We shouldn't be afraid to communicate. And when you shut yourself off from the world,
listening to ABC and being scared of all this shit and propaganda that they're scaring us with, because you know what, this world is no uglier now than it was.
No, it's always been ugly. I mean, look at the Roman Empire. It's still ago. Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
nothing's changed. The faces have changed, but the crime's all still there.
Be a neighbor and you'll have a neighbor. That's how I feel. Be a neighbor and you'll have a neighbor. So there ain't no sense in stealing any daggone thing. Just look at people in the eyes and be honest and be true to yourself.
Well, when I was back in seminary school, there was a person that put forth the proposition that, well, I don't want to get into all that, but you know where I was going with that.
Well, you just did. You so just did, so you got to finish now.
Plagiarism. I was plagiarizing the doors. I don't do that. There I go stealing. Well, we did do one cover song out of it. We've got like close to 200 original songs that we've written, and the only cover song that we've ever recorded and did was One Tin Soldier from Coven, the Billy Jack theme.
Cool.
And that's the only song that we've ever covered, and it's I like it. I mean, I love that song.
I wish I had it to play.
I wish you did too. But that's okay. We can listen to it. I don't even think they play that on the radio, so that's what makes it so good. You know?
Nobody would have known until you just said something. Daggone thief.
but the whole concept behind that song, though, is basically what we're talking about, you know, where you know, everybody wants what you got to. What the Clash had one line in the song that said, "Well, you got to go to work if you like it or not, because everybody wants what the other guys got." You know, and it's like, and you're wondering, like, you work and you work and you work and you get your closet full of stuff that, you know, you wanted at that point, but you're never going to use it again. So you end up, like when you move or something, you find a closet full of stuff that you don't really never needed in the first place, you know. And that's what the new book that I'm doing, The Suicide of Dolls, and basically that's like a reminder of things that, you know, like minimalism is very, very good way to live, you know.
Yeah. It is. You know what? I've never been happier in my life when I didn't have anything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the truth. It really is the truth. I lived very, very frugally for a long time, and I raised children doing it, and my God, we were happy. It was amazing. We were closest to peace in our lives.
Yeah.
And
well, it's a different kind of happiness. And I remember going, and my mother didn't have...
It's not from things, you know, not
right.
materialistic.
And I remember my mother not even having a quarter for a newspaper or whatever, you know, and I was like, you know, I remember things like that, or, you know, and that builds character when you get through it, and then sometimes you have, like, so much that I don't know, I guess where I'm going with it is that communication, man. People just got to start getting along with each other a little bit better. Just talk, man. Tell me you're bummed out so I can tell you I'm bummed out, so we know we're not all alone. I mean, we're not alone, you know. We're all, like, need something. We need a hug, man. We need to be told that, you know, it's all right. It's all right to be poor. It's all right to be unhappy, you know. Everything's fine.
And perhaps maybe be just accepting instead of, making accusations about it. I think that's, a lot of people will go ahead and make accusations about people because of, something that is going on in their lives that they can see that they have no idea about.
Yeah,
like
defense
poverty
mechanisms.
Or, yeah, I mean.
Well, I find that then you got the guy who's been rich his whole life, who's always cut down everybody who had less than him, and then as time goes by, the person who had less, for some reason, gets to better himself and has more, and then the person who was rich his whole life ends up with nothing, and he can't communicate with the other people because he's cut them down so long, where you don't realize the people that had nothing will help you.
Me, myself, I can sympathize with that rich person that was rich their whole lives because they haven't known anything else.
Exactly.
So, and I think that equally on both sides of the fence, people point fingers and accusate because, somebody who's been been rich their whole lives, they don't know any better, just like you don't know any better.
And they write very boring songs too. I don't know anything they write about,
Ryan Plaster in the shout box says he's got to go. It's been inspiring, and you deserve it. And he says he's glad he's got you. He's glad he had a chance to be part of the Goatskins for his short time doing sound.
Thanks, Ryan. Man, we're glad we had you too. And before we go on, I'd like to say a couple things, if you don't mind me. As far as when I was talking about the small town and stuff, I'd like to give some props out to Mark Cooper, Matt Baxter, and some of the musicians back there who still keep it going. I mean, these are some really solid musicians who, deserve a lot of respect too, especially them two.
Yep.
The audience is another, their band is a great band, and people should pay more attention to them because they're very good songwriters, and they are keeping that little town going as far as entertainment. And I would just like to give them a shout out.
That's good stuff, good stuff. And Faith says, no money for the ice cream truck. Yeah, that sucked, did it not? Man, I remember not having money for the ice cream truck. I mean, dang it.
And Cindy Hay. Another one. I want to mention Cindy Hay, too. She's a solo artist in this small town, and she's pretty much plays by herself with the guitar, and she's just a wonderful girl that just another amazing talent in that town that's keeping things going that I really respect. So it's not like I hate my hometown. I didn't want anybody to get the wrong impression that I'm cutting them down in any way. I'm just cutting down the fact that there needs to be...
I understand exactly because of coming from, the small towns up there. Sometimes, I've made little statements and because of how tight they are and how close they are, they felt offense by it. And I didn't mean it. I was there. I was hanging out. I was jamming.
Yeah, I don't mean nothing bad by it because I do respect these people. And if it wasn't for them, actually, them three individuals, I would say if they quit doing music right now, probably the whole town would just be doing metal music that sounds like typewriters rolling down freaking stairs, and I can't stand it. You know, but these guys are actually musicians with something to say and write very good songs, and I think that they need to be more listened to. You know,
recognized.
Definitely recognized.
Well, yep. Well, tell them to hit me up and give me some of their songs. I'll listen to them and play them, maybe.
I don't have any handy, but I will definitely.
That's okay. Hit them up.
You don't want to know what I have in my hand right now. There's rules, I'm sure, but
I think it's a microphone. You don't tell me how precious you are about your microphone.
It's a phallic thing I have. You know, it's got a. So on that, let's go. Osiris Rising.
Yes, we do have that one, and I shall play it. But right quick, I'm gonna tell you. Paulie says, "Lames Vegas don't deserve your props." Very cool.
Well, Paulie, I want to say something to Paulie about that. Paulie, I love you, like you know, I love you like a brother. But it's not even to do with Lames Vegas or the geographical area there. I'm just saying that these guys have talent and need to be heard. It's nothing to do with where they come from or where they're going or whatever. I'm just saying it's good talent and these very talented people, and they do have something to say. And where they're from is not their fault.
Yeah.
You know, none of us have a choice to where we're going to be born or where we're going to die, but what we do in the middle, of course, we have a choice over, but which is a whole different thing. But I'm just saying, I just want them three people to know that the Goatskins do appreciate them and keep doing what they do because of them, there still is a music scene in there.
And that is cool. Hey, people are people everywhere, no matter where you go. I've traveled this world enough to know that, you know, we're all on it together. And this is, I didn't say it the first time, Osiris?
Osiris Rising.
Osiris Rising. You'll have to tell me about that after we play it.
Slide